my lord. My learned friend is putting it as a fact. I don't know what the basis of, putting it so strongly or elevating this to a fact that Mr. Mjiyako worked for crime intelligence. If my learned friend can perhaps lay the basis for that submission.
Thank you, my lord. Can I proceed to the next question, my lord? Lastly, Brigadier, have you ever been accused in your years of service? Have you ever been accused of forcing people to confess and to make statements?
The court, please, my lord. We submit that that question is inadmissible. It's character evidence, and
that's the court business, my lord. Those are my submissions. Thank you.
Uthusakaqedile ummeli ukubuza ubrigadier imibuzo.
Can you re-examine?
Yes.
Guys, what are you saying? Why are you quiet? Now Mshololo, look, she grabbed a bull by its horn and brought it down. Two things for me. Yeah, exposing look, the lawyer Mjiyako. Then the next thing, exposing there's the very same Gininda. Aye, guys. Why are people not talking about it? Like, why are people quiet about it? Nang lo mama grabbing a bull by its horn and bring it down. Did you know that Mr. Mjiyako asked this question, and this woman, that Mr. Mjiyako was a member of intelligence department up until between 2016 and 2017. Mind you, Brigadier Gininda, he's in the police sector. So he was a member of intelligence department in the police sector. Guess what? Mjiyako worked with Abo Mispiecha, right? Now I'm gonna bring that story so that today you see the things that were said by advocate Mshololo. Two articles that I'm coming here to verify the things that he said, bringing information to say what advocate Mshololo said. She's not taking it from there, like she's not making it up. It's there. My responsibility was to bring it to your attention and show you that this woman is not lying. Here is the information. That is my responsibility right now, and that is exactly what I'm about to do, right? Seeing that is exactly what I'm about to do, right? So the other part that I want to cover in this video is the fact that she then goes on to expose Mr. Look, this very same guy, who's this guy? Brigadier Gininda. She asked the question, have you ever been accused of forcing somebody to confess? Guess what? And then Advocate Baloyi says, no, that's a character assassination. Guess what? There is a judgment on that as well. So she's not making it up. Guys, this thing, it excites me, man. It gives me this, don't worry, guys. You will be excited as me because we are about to get facts into this thing, right? The 3 million the 3 million that he's been suspected to have offered these people. It's not the first time. I told you, I did a video where I told you that it is not the first time this man has been accused of doing that same thing. So I am coming before you guys to show you that it's not the first time. So definitely, guys, you're gonna have to give me time here as I unpack all of these things, right? It's gonna be interesting. This is one of the most interesting video where I feel like, you know what I'm saying, my energy level. Give credit to Advocate Mshololo. She is such a brave woman, right? Let's salute this woman. Yeah, such a brave woman. Oh, yeah. Two things. There was a court judgment, where the man has said to have forced somebody. But there are other stories as well, but today I'm going to take two and bring it. The others, I'll leave it, right? But I also will take you and accept the fact that you are going to subscribe, like the video, comment in the comment section below. You are going to click the notification bell. You are going to you are going to watch the video until the end, watch the ads, and ultimately you're going to share this video, right? Guys, you are also going to, you know what I'm saying? Come on, doing all these things is free of charge. Also, you can become a member of this YouTube channel from as little as 20 Rand a month. You can also donate to the channel using the thanks button. Guys, come on, good people. Come on, guys. Come on. Come on, good people. Right, let's go on. Now, there was an article that was released by IOL. I'm going to link this in the video description below. There was an article that was released by IOL. So if you see me looking here, I'm reading the actual article. It was released by Unaledi Shange, published on the 11th of August 2014. August, September, October. That was just few months before Senzo Mayiwa was shot dead, right? The heading of the article says, Johannesburg, the police officer who took down the Now listen. Pay attention to this one. The police officer who took down the confession of Dasai Lupondo, one of CZ fugitive Ravadan Crisis, was accused on Monday of influencing him to make a statement. So when you hear people being influenced to make a statement in the Mayiwa case, it's not the first time. I told you previously that it is not the first time you saw this man, Brigadier Gininda, being accused of this. Now listen carefully again. Listen to this. The lawyer argued in the court and said, you unduly influenced him, saying you need to make a deal, make a statement, and you will become a state witness, and you won't be an accused anymore, said Adeline Van Den, however, the lawyer of Lupondo and Ukridges. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Guess the person that is going to respond. Who's the person here? My lord, that's not correct. Subsequently, I'm not going to tell you the name. You just have to remember this word. Subsequently, my lord. Okay, guys. At that time, he was Captain Bongani Gininda. Now the article continues to say, once he explained he was denied to call. Listen, do you remember in this case, this issue also came up, right? Once he explained he was denied to call his family or lawyer. You said, make a statement, I will arrange that your family is conducted, said the lawyer of this man, right? Now listen, testifying in the High Court in Pambridge, Gininda told the court that he was brought in as an independent officer to take Lupondo's statement on November 23, 2013. He claimed not to have been involved in any investigation prior to that day. Van den, however, suggested that Gininda has been working with the police investigating team on the case and was not called in as an independent body as he testified. You were working with you were working together, a hand in glove, whether formally or informally, or authorized or unauthorized, said the lawyer. Gininda rejected the notion. I'm going to argue that your actions show that you were not being impartial, said the lawyer. Hey, madam. He asked Gininda why had he sought the permission of the investigating officer in the matter prior to allowing Lupondo to make a call to his wife from his cell phone. Right? As an listen, guys. As an impartial person, why wouldn't you consult with the, look, it says, as an impartial person, why will you consult with the police? You called the same officer who had consulted him, says the lawyer. Oh, my daughter. Hey, Gininda says the court that had no knowledge of the assault. I was not going to be unreasonable and arrogant, said Gininda, referring to his action on consulting with the investigating officer about permitting Lupondo to make a call. I did not want to violate any security matters which could have put in place, right? Nazo. Bambala. Yadliwa kini lokho. Bambala. Yini le? Okay. I challenge you to bring evidence on that phone call to his wife, says Uloko the lawyer. Gininda reiterated that it was one of the sensitive piece of information that he had been advised not to give to the court. The court is currently hearing a trial within a trial after Van den Hove objected to Lupondo's testimony being entered into evidence, as he claimed police officers who had been arrested him on November 22, 2013 had assaulted and influenced him into making it. Van der Hove on Monday told the court that car tracking records shows that the vehicle used to transport Lupondo from one police station to another was stationary outside McDonald outlet for hours on an end. Her client was allegedly kept on a parking lot, not fed for hours. So, do you see the similarities between what is happening in the Mjiyako case, where accused number 2 was kept somewhere for hours? Guys, that's why I'm saying, get working lock. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Bongan. Yeah, shut up, Bongs. Continue. But I'm saying, you see the similarities here, where there was a person coerced and there was a person that was placed somewhere for hours. So you now see the similarities that, where there is Gininda, there is a way of delaying tactics where a person is parked somewhere, is not attended for years. Hey, so the tactic of starvation is there. Now, Gininda responded that he could not answer on that as he knew nothing about the incident. Van der Hove says that once Lupondo reached the second police station, he said he did not want to make a confession. He was placed back in the vehicle and transported back to the first station. The car record will show that the vehicle the accused was traveling in took him back to Mjiyako police station. En route, a phone call was made. The phone was paused to the accused. And lo and behold, line was Colonel Nkosana Kila Klimba, said Van der Hove. He was told by Klimba that Klimba what will happen if he doesn't make a statement. Hey, now you do see the coercion, people being coerced into making a statement. Do you see it playing out here? Guys, I am saying there is a similarity is in what is if you look at the trial within the trial, there is similarities in how things are unfolding, right? I don't know if you see the similarities. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I want us to go through this information. There is something for us here. Advocate Mshololo was up to something here, right? According to his testimony, when Lupondo did reach the station where he was meant to give the confession, they spent an hour and a half engaging in informal talk, which was followed by Gininda explaining his right to him. Van der Hove questioned the nature of the engagement that happened over 90 minutes. She said Gininda was coachy about giving the court on his logbook and diary, as he will show he had involvement in an initial investigation. She called on the court to compel him to provide this document. Gininda has testified that several weeks after taking the statement, he was appointed to probe another charges against Lupondo. Oh, Humarad. So when they arrest you, they always build more and more and more cases against you. That's what I'm seeing here. In the current matter, in Kreji and Lupondo, Warrant Officer Samuel Saddam Monareng and George Lokonotaren and Jen Luf Mofukeng and Sipomia faces charges of kidnapping and attempted murder and dealing in drugs. They alleged recruited a man to help smuggle 25 kg of what drug to Australia, right? When the man disappeared with the shipment, they allegedly kidnapped and tortured his brother in a bid to have him reveal his siblings' whereabouts. The drug smuggler also testified in the trial and confessed to stealing the drugs. The case continued. Now, I've given you one piece of evidence. I am saying, Nang lo mama bamba the bull by its horn, bringing it down. This one was to deal with the cases of Brigadier Bongani Gininda. He's followed by the same accusations. One, the starvation, taking people and spending hours somewhere without people being fed. We saw it with accused number 2, backed up by the AVL. So you saw that too, right? You saw it. The number 2, the accusation. You have Brigadier Bongani Gininda facing similar accusation before, and also even now, same accusation. Like almost everything here is the same. In other words, he's got a similar tactics in how he deals with the people whom are arrested by him. That is what we are picking up in this thing, right? We are picking up that he's got a very similar trial. So that is what I got. Now, I wanted to say, now that Advocate Mshololo has touched on this matter, my responsibility was to bring evidence to certify what Advocate Mshololo said in court when he questioned that, have you ever been accused of coercing people into making a statement? Have you ever been accused of similar situations? And Advocate Baloyi stood up and say, as the court pleases, my lord, and then objected to that. And I said to myself, oh, I know I did this for people, just that people might have forgotten about it, right? Today, it was a perfect time for me to remind you of that. Now, right now, let's go now. Remember that's the jab that she took to Advocate Uloko, to Brigadier Gininda, Mshololo to Brigadier Gininda. Now, when she that is Advocate Mshololo. To Brigadier Bongani Gininda. Then she dealt with the lawyer, lawyer Mjiyako. And also linking Uloku Brigadier Bongani Gininda and say, so now I want us to move to the one the one of Mjiyako now. Now, when it comes to Mjiyako, she asked the question to say, did you know that Mr. Mjiyako worked for the intelligence department in the police service up until 2016 or 2017? In other words, you were in the same police sector, and the idea that you didn't know Mr. Mjiyako up until on the day doesn't make sense. You get it? Now, where does Advocate Mshololo get this idea? My responsibility was to bring you the fact. Pay attention to what I'm about to read. There was an article released by Sunday Times which read, legal advisor blow lead on how Pierre evaded criminal charges. This is what it is going to expose, Mr. Mjiyako. But pay attention to what I'm about to say. Investigation by Stefan Hostefa and Mziligas of Africa Danny, the article was released when it doesn't have a date, but okay, at least now it says suspended police Rea Piega stands accused of illegally accessing a top secret interception file that allowed her to be let off the hook on criminal charges in 2013. This is detailed in an explosive affidavit sent by Sunday Times that forms the basis of the new criminal complaint laid against her last week of defeating the ends of justice and violating the interception law. Now, this is the name that is of interest to you, right? Pay attention. This is the name that is of interest to you. The affidavit was made by Captain Dominic Mjiyako, a legal advisor in the police crime. Now listen carefully. Where Advocate Mshololo was coming from. The affidavit was made by Captain Dominic Mjiyako, a legal advisor in the Police Crime Intelligence Division, who opened a case on Sunnyside Police Station in Pretoria. Now, there's something that we're going to explain about Mjiyako here, right? We did read something here, but Advocate Mshololo came. I'm certifying or verifying the things that were said by Advocate Mshololo here. So I'm gonna have to go down this one, read it for you. Then you will see the name of how the name of Mjiyako comes into play. It says, it is understood the case was immediately transferred to the office of the Hawks head, Lieutenant General Benin Tlemeza. Police spokesperson Brigadier Hangwani Mlaudze has confirmed that the case is being investigated, but declined to comment on it. The complaint centers around a meeting held at the Sheraton Hotel in Pretoria in October 2018 to discuss the case of defeating the ends of justice and open against Piega for tipping off a Western Cape Police Commissioner Lieutenant General Ino Lomo about a case against him. Do you remember this? So Piega did what she did, right? Then okay, I want to go to Captain Mjiyako now, and let's talk about where Mjiyako comes into play now. Because I don't know. Okay, Mr. Mjiyako, then now listen carefully again. Mr. Mjiyako, I did express my concern about the unlawfulness bringing the interception file to the meeting before it be pursued, especially in the light of the criminal case that had already been opened against the National Commissioner. Right. Now, there was a comment that was made about Mjiyako. That is where we are going. Now, so that you can understand also who is Mr. Mjiyako. Give me a few minutes. I'm going down to where we will find this is where we start with Mr. Mjiyako. They also pointed out that Mjiyako was arrested in 2013 for cigarette hijacking incident, subsequently suspended for involvement in an armed robbery. Mjiyako had an axe to grind with. Now listen. Mjiyako has an axe to grind with Namute Manzela, who is in charge of the Secret Service Fund, as he couldn't account for a Secret Service money given to him that was later deducted from his salary, a source said. Right? So this is to say, Mr. Mjiyako has been in the secret service or intelligence department. This is to certify the points that were asked by Advocate Mshololo to say, were you not part and parcel of the intelligence department? Now, Brigadier Gininda, having worked in the police service, climbing high, working with the intelligence department as well, he doesn't know you. How come? Do you get where she's coming from? I'm not gonna spend time explaining every single thing that occurred today. I'm going to spend time because some of it, to me, it was important, but I felt like the last two questions were of most importance to me, such that I needed to specifically go and find these articles, bring it back and share it with you so you can understand the context into this whole situation. Because I meet a lot of people that don't understand the context, so they easily get lost, right? Because this case needs you to follow it. If you are to understand the case, you need to follow it piece by piece, because what we are doing here, it's like this. There's this puzzle, so you're filling some gaps in between until the puzzle is full. If you miss things from the beginning, it's gonna be difficult to catch up when the solving of the puzzle is somewhere here, right? I had multiple friends of mine who got lost, right? Whom I needed to explain piece by piece to say, this is what is currently going on. This is the reason why this is going on, right? So as to explain it to you as well, to say, this is the reason why Advocate Mshololo had to take the route that she took today. The last two questions, this is where they come from. Now that you know where these two questions came from, what does it say about Mjiyako and the Brigadier Bongani Gininda? Don't you think that somehow these people knows each other, right? That's why they trusted each other. That's why they were able to say, we're not go and represent this person, we're not do this, because they trusted each other, they've worked with each other, they had confidence to each other. That is the conclusion that I personally can draw from this, to say, okay, it makes sense that these questions that Advocate Mshololo is asking, they make much more sense if you put everything into context. You then realize that, nah, man, the idea that these people don't know each other, that's a lie. That's a lie. That's a huge lie. And number two, guys, that's something that is very important for people to note. You must note that Brigadier Bongani Gininda has been in the police service, has been testifying in court, his name is mentioned all over, but there's one interesting fact about him. You will never find his pictures. Why? He moves like he understands the intelligence department. So if you look at his movement and how he does things, you can tell that this man, he's got the mind of intelligence department, right? The way he does things. So if that's the case, how come he doesn't know Mr. Mjiyako, right? I hope you get where we're going now. How come he doesn't know Mr. Mjiyako? Because the way he does things, guys, it's not a coincidence that Brigadier Bongani Gininda is all over, right? His name is mentioned in cases left, right, and center, but it's very difficult to access his pictures. Very difficult, right? And now even today, I even suspect that for the application made by Uzandi Kuma Lokomete to asking the court not to show her visuals, I even suspect that it was his plan, because he knew that once the court granted, then he will be in the shadow, right? So people will not easily know his face. He can almost anticipate that this was going to happen. To avoid showing his face, then the application was made, because it's very difficult to see Brigadier Bongani Gininda's face. It's very difficult. Yeah, guys, you can search this man. So many pictures that comes out when you search Brigadier Bongani Gininda's pictures. There are so many pictures that shows up. So is it coincident? I'm saying the move Brigadier Bongani Gininda is so it's so coordinated. To say he doesn't know Mjiyako on a personal level before, he didn't knew him before the arrest of the accused in court. I disagree with it.
Right, I'm sorry to interfere, but from my understanding, how do you lodge a complaint? Is it on affidavit, or is it just verbal? There's no record of that.
My Lord, I think it will be unfair for me to be cross-examined by the court when I'm putting questions to the witness.
I'm not cross-examining you. I just want to understand the law.
May I then be given the opportunity to put questions to the witness?
No. Listen. I want to understand the law. You've given me this. As you say, that is the applicable law.
Yes, Lord.
And I want to understand, because from the record, it appears that the magistrate Avenga intervened to the attorney who was, is that not?
My Lord, I'm not referring to that
Okay,
one.
okay, fine, go
Yes,
ahead. Okay,
I'm not
okay.
referring to that one.
All right, all right.
Yes.
Sorry about that.
I'm referring to the one that was made in Tembisa Court, my Lord.
In Tembisa Court.
Yes. In Tembisa Court about Silverton police officers.
Okay, fine.
Yes,
On which
that-
day? You say it was on the 10th.
On the 10th of
Okay,
July.
fine, you can go on.